Why are you mad? Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother a mother so much? And why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? That's not a bad thing.
And I told them, listen, no more handouts. No more handouts. It can't be, because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money.
You didn't teach them about contracts, they didn't teach them about saving, they didn't teach them about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the place. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question.
Iyanna Yaya Mayweather has ignited debate by asserting that her father Floyd Mayweather has depleted significant portions of his wealth through excessive spending and luxurious habits. According to her statements, the undefeated champion is now declining to provide financial assistance to his offspring, instead encouraging them to pursue independent employment and create their own income streams.
Don't have a pot to in a window to throw. I got tongue twisted. Don't have a pot to in a window to throw it out of. Bitch, don't even got a fucking car to drive. I'ma start popping it like that on y'all, cause I just be like, I be real laid back, I be cool, but yeah.
During a podcast interview, Floyd confirmed he has reduced monetary support for his children, stating he lacks the resources to continue their allowances. The boxing icon instructed his kids to establish businesses or secure employment rather than relying on his financial backing for their daily expenses and lifestyle maintenance.
I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars, told them, listen, from here on out, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing.
Retired mixed martial arts competitor and commentator Chael Sonnen has questioned the authenticity of Floyd's reported earnings throughout his career. Sonnen contends that combat sports revenue figures are frequently inflated for promotional purposes, yet Mayweather continued his extravagant spending patterns as if possessing unlimited resources, potentially explaining his current alleged financial difficulties.
The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time, is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner, you've never heard Cox, you've never heard DirecTV, you have never heard an executive come out and confirm any of the absurd pay-per-view numbers that you believe to be true. The numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you weren't?
Sonnen expressed skepticism about the legitimacy of the enormous paychecks Floyd reportedly received from his marquee bouts. He emphasized that no concrete documentation or verification exists proving anyone actually issued the multi-million-dollar payments the fighter claimed to have earned during his professional boxing tenure.
And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who wrote the check?
Sports journalist Jason Whitlock from ESPN suggested that Floyd's financial challenges stem from attempting to maintain relevance within celebrity circles through excessive expenditures. Whitlock theorized that this pursuit of cultural status has created substantial debt, forcing the retired champion to consider comeback fights as a means of generating income to satisfy his outstanding obligations.
Floyd Mayweather is an example of the stupidity of living for the culture. and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of, look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt. And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole, I'm doing it for the culture. What has doing it for the culture ever gotten any?
Nevertheless, Mayweather's associate and business collaborator Whack 100 disputes claims about Floyd's supposed bankruptcy, noting that identical accusations have circulated for 2 decades without substantiation. He maintains that Mayweather continues residing in premium properties and sustaining an affluent lifestyle, indicating that reports of financial distress are greatly overstated and unfounded.
They're accusing him of going broke because he's looking for these fights.
They've been accusing Floyd of going broke for 20 years. Now, let's talk about going broke. Maybe down to 200 million. Maybe that's his broke. I don't know.
Maybe that's his broke.
What I do know is his homes is still there because when he tell me to come see him, it's the same addresses. Every time he called me, it's stars on the roof. Right? So I don't know unless somebody is hacked into this man's finances. They always accuse the man of going broke. So maybe he's bored.
Mainly 50.
Maybe he's bored. The number 50 don't mean nothing because he's still performing.
Following years of retirement speculation, Floyd has returned to intensive training after announcing his comeback plans. He is currently preparing his body and skills for scheduled exhibition matches and a confirmed professional bout against longtime rival Manny Pacquiao, demonstrating his commitment to active competition once again.
Hook right here. Right hand hook. Again. Hook right hand.
Former world champion Andre Ward praised Mayweather's unwavering dedication to physical conditioning despite his flashy public persona. Ward highlighted that Floyd never abandoned his training regimen, consistently maintaining peak physical condition throughout his career and retirement, showcasing the disciplined work ethic that sustained his competitive edge and professional excellence.
Even though you see the flash, even though you see the glitz, even though you see Floyd in the streets ripping and running, one thing he never neglected was the gym. He always stayed true to his roots and he perfected his craft, and that's why he became who he became. I personally wish that Floyd Mayweather at 49 years old would be somewhere kicking up his feet, living off his investments, and frankly running the sport of boxing.
As financial rumors intensify, Iyanna Mayweather announced on social media that she might seek employment opportunities. While she claimed boredom as her motivation for working, observers suspect the real catalyst is her father's decision to reduce or eliminate her financial allowance completely.
But Yaya, after being courted by her dad, an NBA YoungBoy, got on the internet and said something very interesting. She said, what did she say, Jasmine? Lately, you gotta expand it for me. Thank you so much. Lately, I've been bored. So I was thinking about getting a job for fun, or maybe work like 2 or 3 days out of the week just to see what it's like. Why not? Ooh, the entitlement, the laziness, the fact that she couldn't read the room. You know, there's people out here looking for jobs. I'm bored, so I'm just gonna get a job today. I couldn't even believe she tweeted that. I just couldn't believe. I said, oh my God, like, she is really clueless.
Financial experts question whether Yaya truly comprehends money management principles, despite her privileged upbringing surrounded by Floyd's wealth. They emphasize that exposure to fortune doesn't automatically create budgeting, saving, and investment knowledge. And without these crucial skills, even substantial inheritances can vanish rapidly. This situation reflects broader patterns among affluent families, where studies show significant percentages of second-generation heirs lose their inherited assets due to inadequate financial education, entitlement attitudes, or parents who prioritize wealth creation over teaching sustainability principles.
You already know what's up. These little girls don't know how to do nothing. And she's sitting online saying, I'm bored. And y'all can say, well, her daddy rich, but like, well, what if something happens to her father? Oh, we got trust funds. Okay, cool. He may have trust funds. But does she know how to budget money? Does she know how to make money? Does she know the value of money? That empire, that estate is going to be gone. And statistics show that 85% of second wealth generators from their parents go broke because they don't understand how to manage it, which means there's a few reasons. Either we spent too much time making it, we didn't have time to educate our kids on it, and so we just gave them everything. Or two, they just don't give a damn. They just entitled, spoiled.
Industry analysts suggest that Floyd should transition into full retirement at this career stage, living comfortably off his accumulated investments rather than continuing active competition. Many believe he possesses the expertise and business acumen to excel as a promotional executive, given his understanding of boxing dynamics and global marketing appeal, though questions persist about why his promotional ventures haven't achieved complete market dominance, with fighters frequently departing after initial contracts.
What do I mean by that? Floyd Mayweather, with his popularity, Floyd Mayweather with his knowledge of business, boxing business, he's made the mistakes. He's had to fight for everything that he's gotten, and he's built himself into a mega superstar, and he knows the ins and outs of the sport. I feel like if Mayweather Promotions was ran the way it was supposed to be run, Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, should be running the sport of boxing. He should be the premier promoter in the sport. What promoter can stand up to Floyd Mayweather if his promotional company comes after you? But for whatever reason, Floyd Mayweather Promotions has not dominated the game. They sign a lot of guys, and then for whatever reason, those guys get released, or there's an issue and they move on. I don't understand that, but my heart for Floyd would be to do just that. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, which we see him doing a lot. Living off your investments, which we hear him talk a lot about, and running the game as the premier promoter in the sport of boxing.
Andre Ward defended Mayweather's accomplishments against persistent criticism, arguing that detractors often ignore his legitimate achievements in both athletic and business arenas. Ward explained that Floyd strategically built his brand around financial success and lifestyle promotion, creating worldwide attraction and maximizing earnings when promoters underestimated his commercial value, though he acknowledged that Floyd's celebrity image generates polarizing opinions that sometimes overshadow his genuine accomplishments.
Floyd Mayweather's responsible for y'all getting media credential at these big fights and getting these free lunches and being a part of a big event. But for years, I've heard people only talk about what Floyd Mayweather wasn't to them, what he did not do. How, even though this was a great event and it's generated tens of millions and in many cases, hundreds of millions, he should have stopped him. He was boring. He was this. I've always supported and pushed back on that narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing. It was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think that he can do it.
Jake Paul has condemned the ongoing Mayweather vs. Pacquiao rematch negotiations, describing the situation as damaging to boxing's reputation and credibility. Paul argued that constant contractual disputes, promotional changes, and confused messaging harm the sport's integrity while recycling outdated storylines instead of creating compelling new matchups that genuinely interest fans, suggesting the entire spectacle prioritizes marketing profits over legitimate sporting competition.
This is the problem with boxing is people in the sport who aren't professional and
it makes us all look bad.
It's terrible, and it's so archaic and old, and there's so many egos. People think that they're bigger or better than they are multiple times. They have terrible teams around them that's like their homie from, back in the day running for them. And because of that, these types of deals don't get done, and it all comes down to like, oh, well, ring size, and you can't wear these shoes and this type of glove, and you can't wear this glove. It's like, bro, stop being a fight. Like, that's the problem with the sport, and that's probably what they're running into, a lack of professionalism. And
recent reports claim that Manny Pacquiao has purchased Floyd's Los Angeles training facility, intensifying online speculation about Mayweather's financial stability. This development has divided observers between those viewing it as evidence of financial pressure and others considering it routine business asset management common among professional athletes who regularly buy and sell training properties as investment opportunities.
This is major news. Manny Pacquiao now has a home gym in LA. Pacquiao Prime Boxing Limitless. The truth is, I came today to Hollywood to check out Chuck Norris' start. It's the second time in LA. Last week I looked for it, I couldn't find it. I came back today, was able to find it. It was not easy to find. And I came to pay respect. Chuck Norris, an icon, the legend, passed away. I'm happy to see people didn't forget him. They leave flowers and pictures and things for him. And I'll get into that second half of this video. But as I'm coming back to my car, I look up and I see this sign. And I caught up with one of the residents, a lady that lives nearby, and she told me this used to be Mayweather Fitness. Check it out. Manny Pacquiao wins the first round heading in to the rematch.
WAC 100 addressed Floyd's return to competition against high-profile opponents like Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao. Dismissing bankruptcy rumors that have persisted for years, he argued that even if Mayweather's net worth had declined, it would remain enormous by conventional standards, citing personal observations of Floyd's continued discipline, including witnessing him leave entertainment venues in luxury vehicles, then change into running gear for late-night training sessions, demonstrating unchanged work ethic and competitive mentality.
He's gonna fight Mike Tyson, an exhibition match, and then after that they're saying August he's supposed to be fighting Manny Pacquiao at the age of 49 after retiring almost 10 years ago. He's putting his 50-0 record on the line, and this is like, that's his thing, 50-0.
I will say this. Me and Floyd, we very close. I've left the strip club at 3 o'clock in the morning where Floyd went to in a Rolls Royce. But he comes out the strip club in sweats and running shoes and jogs home 9, 10 miles. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd been up all day. His mind, his body is still conditioned for who he is. His technique hasn't been beaten.
What are your thoughts regarding Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s current financial circumstances? Share your opinions in the comments section and participate in this ongoing conversation about the boxing legend's situation.